Hello everyone! In this video I would like to show you beautiful games from the last Rapid and Blitz World Chess Championship. I tried to choose not very difficult positions so you can stop the video at the critical moment and try to find the strongest moves. My name is Maxim, I'm international chess master. Let's start. I would like to start with the game Blackberger against Hans Niemann, which was played in the first round. The position is on the board. Last white's move was rook to b3. White has an extra pawn, and after a6, a7, white wants to promote the queen with winning position. So in this position, Hans started his counterplay immediately. He played knight to f2. After king takes f2, black's idea is to play queen c2 with the double attack on the king and the rook. So white can't capture the knight. In this position, white played a6. It's not the best move. The right idea was to play rook c3, and after capture, knight h3, king g2, g5, queen c8, king g7. White can make perpetual check. Queen d7, king h6, queen f7, g4, queen f8, queen f7 with a draw. But it was not really obvious line, and here Blackberger played a6. Hans answered knight to h3, king to h1, and this position is winning for black. But here Hans made a mistake. He played queen d5, and okay, he won it, but after a long fight. In this position, black can win immediately after strong g5 move, and g4 is coming, and after a7, queen d5, rook c3, rook a8, black stops the pawn, g4 is coming, white's king is weak, and position is winning. The next game was played in the second round. It's the game Magnus Carlsen against Denis Kadrich. The position is on the board. Black played queen takes b2, and here white used the fact that black's pieces, queen on b2 and knight on b6, are really far from the king side, and Magnus sacrificed the rook. He played rook e6, and now after queen takes c3, white can continue with rook f6, g takes f6, and now queen f4 with unstoppable mating threat, queen h6, and then queen h7 mate. In the game, black took on e6, knight e4, very strong move. And now, after knight takes e4, queen e6, rook f7, queen e4, queen h7 is coming, queen b4, the first engine's line, and here white's position is completely winning. For example, the first engine's line is something like c3 with the valuation like +5. White is completely winning. In the game, Kadrich played knight to d5, queen a6, king h8, knight d6. White has extremely dangerous attack, great compensation for material, and Kadrich immediately made the last mistake. It was slightly better to take on d4, knight f7, rook f7, queen f7, and here white is just better, but probably black can hold it with the computer's accuracy. But in the game, Kadrich played knight b4. The idea is to exchange the bishop on d3. Queen e7 was played by Magnus, and now position is completely winning. Let's see how the game ended. He took here, queen e7, knight f7, and one more sacrifice. He sacrificed the knight on h6, captured the knight, check, check, check. C takes d3, and here black resigned because white want to make the king after bishop e5. The next game was played in the third round. The game Safarli against Pragnanda. The position is on the board. Bishop e5 was played. Black's position is very dangerous because black's king is open, and Iltash immediately sacrificed the rook to open the diagonal for this strong bishop. He played rook to b7, and now, according to computer, it's possible to hold black's position after queen b7, but it's very complicated line. After knight e5, rook d6, knight c4. I just want to show you what is computer recommendation here, because it's very hard. Computer suggestion is to repeat the moves here. In the game, Pragnanda played king b7. It's a decisive mistake. Knight e5, opening the bishop. Knight d5, trying to close this diagonal. Queen b5 check. Queen b6, knight takes c6. And now, after queen b5, knight d8 checked, white is winning. So bishop c5 was played. Capture here, rook d8, and this position is bad for black in general. White is up a pawn, but the problem is that after rook e5 with double attack, white is winning the piece, and the game finished after bishop f2, king f1, king c7, bishop d5, bishop h3, bishop g2, and here black resigned. Great attack by Eltash. The next is the game between Jakobsen and Nakamura. The first funny moment that White started the game with the first a4 move, and this is the starting position. Here Hikaru played f4, and White has no choice here, because after bishop d2, rook c2 followed by bishop b6, White's position is just bad. And here Brandon decided to sacrifice the bishop. He played bishop a7. Queen a7 is just bad because of b6 with double attack. So rook a7 was played by Nakamura. b6, rook a8, b7, rook a7. Not very typical position for Hikaru's game. And here we see that black's pieces are paralyzed because of White's strong pawns. Yeah, and White can continue to play this position slowly, preparing the threats on the king side, or maybe one of the White's ideas is to sacrifice the queen after queen a7 to promote the queen after b8. But firstly, we need to make prophylactical move like king h1. In the game, White played queen to c2, g6, bishop d3. Maybe the idea is to sacrifice on g6, king f7, king f1, bishop a1, rook b1, bishop d8, and let's see quickly how it finished, because Nakamura tried to hold this, but the position is very hard to play with black. Bishop c5, queen a5, king e7, bishop queen c7. Here White's task is to exchange the queen and to promote the pawn. He played rook a8, and here White finished the game in style. He took on b8 and sacrificed the rook. And here Nakamura resigned because after dc5 a7, rook b7 a8, White is winning. Now let's discuss the game Benjamin Bock against VE. The position is very complicated. White played knight to f6. G takes f4 is a logical move. And now the computer suggestion is to play queen to d2. And after e3, queen d3. The position is very complicated. And as usual in computer analysis, the evaluation is that it's 0-0. The position is drawish. In the game, White took on f4. It's a bad move, and here they made a mistake. You can stop the video and try to improve his play. Here black can win it after rook takes f6 and bishop h5, strong move. And then rook g8, king h1, bishop f3, for example, with mate. In the game, we played queen f4, also very logical and good, but rook f6 was stronger, king h1, and only now he played rook to f6 and bishop d7. His idea is to play bishop d5 and then e3, open this diagonal. Rook f1 was played, queen g5, the only move to win the game, but very natural one. Rook c6 was played, bishop d5, rook d6, rook g8, rook g1. Once again, you can try to find black's strongest continuation, and now Chinese grandmaster found it. He played e3, sacrificing the bishop, rook d5, e2, trying to distract the queen. Black's pawn is very strong. In the game, white played f7, and we found this smart combination with mate and free moves. He played queen g2, sacrificing the queen, distracting the rook, and promote new queen. Here, after rook g1, queen g1, the game is over. And because of this, white resigned. I would like to end this video by analyzing two brilliant wins of Russian Grandmaster Yan Nepomniachtchi. This game was played against Sindarov Javahir from Uzbekistan. It was a knight. Black has no problems at all. And after knight fg4, black wants to play queen h4, creating mating threats. And for some reasons, Sindarov, maybe he underestimate black's threat. He played h3. It was better to play queen e1, preventing queen h4, knight d3, rook d3, bishop b5. Black is completely fine, but it's around equal. In the game, he played h3, queen h4 was played, and now he made the second mistake in a row. He played knight c to d5. It was better to play knight f to d5. The difference is that after queen g3, white has queen to f4, and queen h2 is not the mate. Queen h4, queen d2, repetition, rook f to e8. Black is fine, black is better, but white can continue the game. After knight c to d5, Yan played queen g3, and now white's queen is not in time to be on f4 because of a bad placement of white's knight on f4. Sindarov took here, knight e7 check. The only try to stay in the game, knight h5. He must sacrifice the knight because he need to put the queen here. G takes, queen g5, king h8, queen h5, and here Yan made very important move, knight e3. It's a fork. He attacks everything. Rook g1, rook c5, e5, and yeah, in fact, after knight e3, black's position is winning. After e5, white created the threat, mate in 1, so he played queen to g7. He took on e5, and in the game, Uzbekistan Grandmaster decided to give up an exchange, and Yan took it. He played back, rook e5, rook g5. Black has a big material advantage, and knight on e7 is trapped, so here white resigned. And the last game we'll discuss today, it's a game between Magnus Carlsen and Yan Nepomniachtchi from the final match of World Blitz Championship. And it was a very important game for Yan because he should win this game with black pieces against Magnus, which is very, very hard to do to continue the fight in the match. and the position is very complicated here. Magnus played queen to a7. Maybe it was better to play bishop f4, but position is very complicated anyway. e5, queen a7, b6, and computer suggestion is to repeat the moves. Queen a6 and accept the draw, but both sides have another moves to try. So in the game, Magnus played queen a7. The move is a bit risky for white. Jan played rook h to g8, and here Magnus made the final mistake. His idea was to take on b7, but now black's queen on c7 is well placed. So he played bishop to a4, trying to distract the queen. And after queen takes a4, his idea was to take on b7 and to mate black's king. Here you can stop the video and try to calculate this line. In the game, Jan accepted the challenge. He took on f4, rook b7, and now black must to find two brilliant moves in a row. The first move is rook take g2. It's a logical move. The idea is to open the white's king here, king g2, and now the only winning move is knight to e3 check. After d4 check, it's only a draw, unfortunately. King f1, knight f3, and it's only a repetition. But Jan found knight f3 check, and here Magnus resigned. The point is that after knight f3, queen takes f3, d4, discover attack. It's a check on the king and attack on the queen. White is losing. And this was very important win for Jan. He made a draw in the match, and he shared the win and the title with Magnus Carlsen. That's all for today. I hope you like it. Of course, many other brilliant attacking games were played in this tournament, but it's impossible to analyze all of them in one short video. If you want to see a continuation of this topic, please write me in the comments. I would be very happy to see your likes and comments. Thank you for watching. Good luck to everyone, and see you in the next videos.